Hey everybody, it's Reviews of Ryan. It's day 3 in Disney. We're headed to Magic Kingdom and we're about to go on the ferry boat and find out another fun-filled magic day. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Here we have the Christmas tree. As soon as you come into the park, it's all really decorated nice for Christmas. And this is the opening of the park, so you're gonna see that it's really not that crowded. Off to the right here, when we come up here, you're going to see the little academy over there, the theater rather, and Mickey Mouse is in there to meet him and sign autographs and take pictures. And this is pretty much just the main area. And then we're going to go down Main Street. A lot of the shops are down here. Souvenir shops, your fudge shops, your ice cream shops, coffee, you name it. It is down this street. And this leads up to the castle. A lot of people stop to take photos here. And a lot of people, they want to have like those memories as you're, having that whole family experience and also couples experience as you're looking up at the castle. There we are, zoomed in on the castle. Getting a little bit closer to the castle here as we walk down Main Street. Like I said, it's not that crowded yet because the park did just open and this street is usually packed, and it definitely was later in the day. And then we're going over to Tomorrowland. This is where we have the Buzz Lightyear ride. That will be the first ride that we will be doing on this journey. And also Monsters Inc. The Laugh Floor as well as over there, and a few other rides. Space Mountain, very popular ride as well. Now we're going into Buzz Lightyear Star Command. Basically this ride, you are just shooting a bunch of targets and you get points. And Zurg is on this ride, the aliens, and of course Buzz Lightyear. After we did Buzz Lightyear, we did Space Mountain. That was only a 35-minute wait, and then we had the cars. This is something that I used to go on all the time when I was a little kid. Off to the right there, you'll see the Space Mountain ride, and then off to the left is the Neutron ride that will be opening in April. They were doing a test run while we were actually over there, and even at night you could see it lit up and everything, which was really cool. It's going to be a cool roller coaster. And then this is the Teacups. Now this is a famous ride. I think that was one of the original rides. But personally, I don't really like those rides because you're just spinning, and I'm not a big fan of spinning and getting dizzy. And then off to the left here, you'll be seeing Tigger signing autographs. Who is over there, and then also their ride over there. It's a little kiddie ride that you go and you ride in a little car. As you can see, the park's getting a little bit busier. This is the carousel. Lots of families are hanging out over there, lots of little kids. And straight ahead is this Pinocchio restaurant, which overlooks Small World, which is another famous ride that is one of the original rides. We did end up eating at the Pinocchio restaurant for dinner and had some chicken strips. They weren't that bad. They were about $10 each, so not too bad for a meal. Over here to the right, you see a ferry boat that kind of just rides around the river there. And this leads into Frontierland, which you have a lot of different shows and there's some arcades. that are leading into this land. And then you'll also see me zoomed into Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain will be actually being revamped for Princess and the Frog ride because of just like how that ride was. It's a little bit offensive, and so they wanted to change it. So here we are in Frontierland. You have the Country Bear Jamboree. We actually watched that show, and to be honest with you, I feel like it's a little bit outdated at this point. It needs to be updated. The animatronics were really old.
Swummies, what may I offer for these hearty heads? Everyone an egg layer.
Not less than be laying golden eggs.
Belay there, you bilge rat!
Quit your clucking. The gentleman wants a round.
Fool! Search all your wants, Captain Jack Sparrow. You'll never find the treasure without a look at this here map. And this lovely key to the treasure room. Easy, boy. Here I be, holding the treasure map and the key as well.
So here we have the Hall of Presidents. I love this because it just talks about our history as an American culture. You get to hear all the presidents' names announced at the end of the ceremony. They have some cool little props outside the actual theater. And the theater, it's really nice. It has this really big screen. Man, if I had something like that for movies, I would absolutely love it because the sound and just the quality of it is just really awesome. Here it is nighttime. This is over in the more like kiddish kind of area. You have the Dumbo ride over here, which lights up at night. And then you also have the Barnstormer ride. You have a souvenir shop, a little fun area for the kids to actually play in the water if it's really hot outside. At this time, it was actually a lot cooler because it was hot all day. It was like in the 80s when we were actually out here. Here we have the aerial ride. So you have this ride, you sit in a shell and you just go around and, you know, have like that whole Little Mermaid vibe. And you also can actually meet Ariel, but for some reason she was not doing meet and greets. In the past, I have met her and she is usually pretty cool. And for this ride, you know, it's kind of like a lot of the other rides. You have Peter Pan, you have Small World, and you have the Pooh ride, and they're all kind of similar in the way that you sit in like a car or some type of vehicle. So we keep going through this ride here. While we're going through this ride, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about the park. So the park opens at 9 a.m. and this night it closed, I believe, at 11 p.m. They have fireworks around 8 o'clock, but my film was pretty much close to dead by that point, so I didn't get a chance to film the fireworks. We actually got to see them from another ride called the People Mover, and they shot them across the castle, but it was very crowded down there and it was really hard to move when we actually got out of the ride. We got to actually see the fireworks up close. I also have to say that if you're going to go to this park, actually get a lightning pass. I believe it is $20 per person, and so you get to pick a ride pretty much every hour, and then every hour you get to do that ride and you get to skip the line. And we actually, towards the end of the day, towards the nighttime, we did about 8 rides in a row where we just did the lightning pass, is what it's called. And we got through the rides a lot quicker. It's a lot better than sitting in line for 40, 45 to an hour, sometimes even longer than that. So I do think that it is actually worth it. I also think that if you're looking to take kids to this park, I think out of all the Disney parks, Magic Kingdom is a park that is the best park to visit for if you have little kids or if you have kids that are 10 and up, because it has a mixture of big kid rides, little kid rides, and then if you have like a baby or something, there's actually quite a bit of rides they can actually ride. So I would definitely recommend, if you have the little ones, to take them to this park. And this park is actually so full of rides that it isn't really a bad idea if you do have a lot of kids, that, you know, if you're going through it a little bit slower and you really want to explore, it isn't a bad idea to actually split up your day into 2 days. And I think also too, when you're at this park, you know, a lot of your kids may want to meet characters and stuff, so that's another reason why I say to split up kind of your time. If you really want to experience the park to the fullest, I suggest that you would do it for this park. I would say out of all the parks that we visited, between this, Hollywood Studios, and also Epcot, I would say that I had the most fun at this park. I know this park a lot more than the other 2 parks that we visited. I found for this park it was more enjoyable for me because I really like a lot of rides. I like to get my money's worth. But thank you guys for sticking through this video. Pictures are about to come up. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you watched it so far, stay tuned. In a few seconds the pictures will come up. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about Magic Kingdom, or if you're thinking about going, and if you need any suggestions, let me know. And without further ado, here are the pictures.